Okay, lona nguphathi 2 wethu neka Dr. Imogen Mashazi. Hayi ke apha besoqalisa ukungena kulomcimbi we-Memorandum of Understanding okanye Memorandum of Agreement eyenziwa nguBrigadier Julius Mkhwanazi in partnership ne-CAG VIP Protection. Hayi ke sike qalisa ukubuzwa ngawo ke kwangenwa kuwo ke. Ufuna ukuyikhanyela into yakhona xa ummamele uzava into ba uze ufuna ukufaka even intandokazi yakhe lena uBrigadier Julius Mkhwanazi under the bus uze wawanawo namagama athi had she knew what she know now ngewaye ekthile. Hayi ke bamphenye ngayo beze nayo kahle. Hayi abe ngumuntu wena owayengazange ayazi yonke lento lena kukhona phofu nalapho ethi khona yena uyazi after sekukhona nane report ye-IPD ukuthi lo mcimbi lona mosiba zifikile i-witnesses zoqala esezitestify ezathi into ukuthi in most of i-communication xa kwakuvela nalo mcimbi wama blue light kakhethi nani kuyiyo into mosi kuyiyo mosi into eyaqabhuza ithumbu wayebeke khophiwa na kuma emails xa kumensenziwa lo communication le but ngoku uvela ngongathi yena uyazi at a later stage. I think uthi uyazi 6 or 7 months later uze ke ngokuhambuza kwa yena ucommissioner Kobalo into ba awuyazi njani into engaka enye allegations ezingaka iskandal esingaka esasivele nasezindabeni uzo phofu ngoba yi department yakhe iMPD uzovela usithi wena you were not aware of this. Uye waba neexcuse ke waze wanikhumbuza amagama kaSotobe apha esithi khona yena akasayibukeli ncam iTV phansi komcimbi woba uyabhulishwa imedia. Ngoba ke no General Sibiya mozwayithilo nje into engathi njalo into ba uze nendaba ezinto unento akasazithanda uveze amagama afana nalawo. Hayi ke izikuziwe nayo yonke lento le but nje uzama ukuyikhanyela mamelani ke ngoku sokuqalisa ukuthiwa okay kungena kumcimbi woku discipline ke ngoku uJulius Mkhwanazi into okay seyivelile ke ngolonke lelithumbu seliqhaphukile kwenze njani into ba ube ngathi ungumuntu ozama ukumshielda because ngoku uye wa-appeara njengomuntu ofuna ukumshilda sokumele bake ngoku makadisciplinwe phansi kobugunyathi akabenzile uJulius Mkhwanazi. Kungani wenze njalo? Ngoba ngoku zi-allegations esesifacene nayo uqobo kumele ukuthi aphendule. Hayi it was not part of umsebenzi wakhe kwakungumsebenzi oba kwakumsebenzi kwakwemeli wawenziwe nguchief lona chief bapiyeye into yoba adiscipline uJulius Mkhwanazi. Hayibo uzabathanda ocommissioner bemadlanga commission neprofessionalism yakho baza kuyeka futhi uyelule ngokwakho intambo uzihenge ngokwakho waloqa ngendlela kwakumele into ba uchief abe discipline ngayo uJulius Mkhwanazi kwathiwa okay so wena nyalo bungayazi wayengayazi myekeni mamelani bathi bamyeka futhi yazi wayalele nale kanti bazazana ethe xa bembona into ba uqibile ukuthetha ngoku but okay ufuna ukuvela ngongathi wena uba ngaba lento wawuyazile you would have acted. Uchief aka-actanga uchief walile okanye wabhatyaza ngoba yena nga-act wena boza actor yet kwi-testimony kachief uchief bathi wena ubungafuni into ba uBrigadier Julius Mkhwanazi prosecute wathi yena hayi kwaba nguye umuntu owakhetha ungamprosecute otherwise kwamele umdiscipline xa kwakhona into engabe itheni ivelile injalo bathi uphi malunga ne-interview esinayo esizakudlalela yona ngoku apho wena ngamagama akho usithi akhonto wrong akayenzile uJulius Mkhwanazi bamdlalela eyakhe ke phofu interview apho interview yakhona i-journalist imbuza malunga nalonto leyo kaBrigadier Julius Mkhwanazi wathi yena ngowakhe umlomo into ba uJulius Mkhwanazi akhonto wrong akayenzile wamshielda up bamdlalela yona wakhophoza so umbonto ba hayi yena into report ye-IPD wathi xa ke ifumana wayithatha nje wayigqithisela kwa-legal ku-BR angeke umazi noba sekefuna ukulahlela bona na ngowe-legal ke head of illegal ngundayisa kuye kwaba nguye umuntu owavele wabuyisa kumseke sithi hayi lento ayiphatheki ncam ayinanto ayinaweight as a result akho sidingo soba makaprosecute okanye adiscipline uJulius Mkhwanazi. So mna ndingu-city manager u-Imogen Mashazi ndabe sendibambelela kulonto eyathethwa nguye ndabe ndiyayiyeka wabuya ucommissioner baloyi wathi njani into engaka into yoba uyithathe uyise ku-head of illegal into ngoba ngendlela othetha ngayo ungumuntu ongathi nje wavele wayipheruza le document wayigqithisela kongapha kungani into enkulu kangaka ethethwayo uvele udecide ukuyigqithisa ukuyise phambi hayi-ke wathetha ngongathi no that was the right department ngoba loo nto according to yena yayinokwenza nelegal since kuthethwa ngomcimbi wama-memorandum okay uthe kwayena self wazibhatyazisa wazibopha ngemitya ezinyaweni waye waqulukuqu phansi koba ithi into okay umcimbi wediscipline ayomcimbi we-HR na kungani uzawuthatha usekwaligali oyena abantu kumele badiscipline uJulius Mkhwanazi kungaba abakwa-HR hayi bafethu uzamile nje ukuthetha nje into but endinganixelela yona bonke beze naye even ucommissioner uMadlanga uqobo kukhona apho washo khona wathi ayindonwabisi into yoba ingathi into engaka i-allegations ezingaka ezifaka ekuruleni kuskandal esingaka ujike wena ube ngumuntu oyewathi awuzange uyithathele engqondweni nje into yakhona wavele wayithatha light phofu kunguwe umuntu okumele ukuthi u-accountable for yonke leyanto kwapha ekuruleni phofu ke kuukuthi ku-part 1 mosikhona apho benditsho khona into yoba bebeke bamngenelela into yoba okay kunamantombazanyana athizeni aza kuwe ngongathi bewehlukunyezwa okanye ngo-chief aba kwi-allegation esosiphathela zona uye wadecide ungenzi nix nje wena ngumuntu accountable for leya ewesa umuntu wesimama kwayena into bathini wajika wasonga izandla so in terms of i-accountability ayikho nje accountability akafuna ukuthi ayithathe nazo ivideo zabo nje nendazithatha zangathi zi-interesting ndafila into yoba umntu uyawucomfa kuleyo uyawufast forwarda aye kuleyo engathi yamchaza eyikhona ke nenye apho ububona khona nje into yoba une-attitude uDr Mashazi unokudelela uDr Mashazi as a result ibisana kabuhlungu lelo because many a times siyazifuna ezizikhundla eziphezulu siyabalwisa futhi abantu besilisa ngoba sifuna eziposition eziphezulu sithi xa sikuzo senza amanye into ezimanyundululu afana nalana ajike asiphe asidente wrong asiphe reputation wrong nanso apho ke ububona into babo kuyi-lunch time kuthiwa kuza break for lunch khona apho kuvakale khona because abanye bese bephakeme ndikosho noba nguye but ingathi nguye apho evakala khona esithi yo hayi ingathi akuzugqibywa namhlanje uyambona nje into yoba kuye yonke loo nto akaboni ubuserious bayo yonke le nto lena phofu ke ndithetha ngoba kunabantwana baye bahlukumezeka apha kunabantwana baye banyanzeleka kumosi kwayena kutsho yena oveza into yoba baye badlwengula abantwana kwabona bakhona i-testimony ke bagqithi witnesses ezezabazatsho zathi zaba disturbed even mentally balimela abantu kule nto yase-EMPD afike yena ayithathe light so ungakhathali kwakhe asizukwazi noba kuba yena akasekho useke retireile na okanye ithinto phofu nalowo retirement uye seke engathandiswa engafuni ukuya ebesafuna ukuhlala ngekho shoba ngawapha amanyala amanye bekesezafuna ukwenza agqitha la bafethu sekukaninzi abafazi abakuma-higher roles befika besihlambalaza andiyithandi le nto yenzakalayo because we want those higher positions jongani oBatoyi jongani oJohnson jongani oMashazi yeyona example abafuna ukusibonisa yona xa siholder i-higher position uba yindlela esizaziphatha ngayo le basenza weak abantu besilisa and this is not how we want to be portrayed thina singabantu besimama siyazifuna ezi positions ezi nazo ke ivideos zabo but yena nje bambone ngapha yakamnandi bobathathu ocommissioner into yoba ayikho into yalo mama andiyazi ke noba simo sometimes ke siqhathwe nangobuhle obu kuthiwe umhle uzuzilibale into yoba ubuhle obu ayonto yonke I'm very disappointed in her ngoba ngoku uyambona into yoba uyabalontsha nje bonke khona kumele uBR uadvocate azazoziphendulela ngokapha uhead of uHR sokumele beze bazoziphendulela apha nyinsi into akaseke funa ukuyikhanyela even la meeting wakuthiwe babebenayo eyase data motors apho oxolana ingciza no chief babefuna ukudiscussa yona lo mcimbi kanto ufuna ukuyikhanyela into yakhona ayikho nje into akangafuna ukuyikhanyela I'm so disappointed in her.
That's the question that Commissioner Khumalo had posed to you.
I don't agree that I did not act. I indicated that receiving this document, I acted. And the person responsible to discipline Mkhwanazi is the chief of police.
Okay.
I wish the commission could understand how council works and how the systems of delegations work. And in terms of the SEPS Act, the commission is aware that the discipline of members in the EMPD relies solely on the chief of police. And if the accounting officer had to actually sit in all the DCs of junior officials in this 26 department, how will the accounting officer discharge her duties, especially her strategic duties, governance, service delivery, and performance of the city in general?
Okay. Now, Commissioner Khumalo also referenced, I think, an interview you had where you spoke about this issue, specifically that there was an IP report regarding these matters that was not acted upon. You recall that interview?
Yes.
And I would like us to play that clip and then to appreciate the response you gave to the journalist at the time. It should come up shortly.
If there are, but we believe that there's more money that is still sitting within Sintel.
The iPad report for us was very vague, and I was unable to discipline anyone. We had to take that iPad report to our investigation. We appointed an independent investigator through the internal audit, and the report was out. We'll share the report with you so that we can start disciplining people. So from that report, the acting chief of police has done nothing wrong. He's cleared. So IPAD, they can go ahead if they want to arrest him, if they think he is wrong, because they are police officers. But from our side, in terms of the DC and investigation, there's nothing wrong that the acting chief of police has done. He's been cleared by our report, and for as long as there's nothing that they're doing from their side, if they believe that he is wrong, there's nothing I can do as an accounting officer. He reports to me. Even the chief of police, who is on suspension, he reports to me. If there's any wrongdoing from his side, I must do my own investigation, and I must also subject that person to a DC. I can't subject my officers to a DC based on a report that I myself do not understand, because I had to take it to legal, and legal analyze the report, and they refer the report to internal audit.
We're issuing fines.
Thank you. I won't even summarize my key takeouts, but I'll ask questions based on what I understood your responses to have been.
Mm-hmm.
My first is that you indicate in that interview that Brigadier Mkhwanazi did nothing wrong. You say he was cleared by the report, and you reference an internal audit report that cleared him. Did I understand you correctly? Dr. Mashazi?
Exactly, I'm listening.
Did I?
As city manager do. These are serious allegations, Dr. Mashazi. You can't have a situation where a security company that has no relationship with the city of Ekurhuleni brings cars to Ekurhuleni and they are registered in the name of Ekurhuleni, and then they are given back, or they are never handed over to the city of Ekurhuleni. And then that very security company uses blue lights. And they use those blue lights because there's supposedly a memoranda concluded between Ekurhuleni and that security company authorizing them to make use of blue lights. I mean, those are serious allegations. And to me, it's not good enough to say, I referred it to my PA, I referred it to head of legal, when they did not do anything, I also did not do anything. I find that very difficult to accept.
Okay, I take your point.
You have a comment?
But in that interview, you speak about you being responsible to discipline Brigadier Mkhwanazi. That's what you say in your words. And I'm really confused about what you're saying about your involvement with disciplinary action relating to Brigadier Mkhwanazi.
Thank you very much. If you listen to the interview, I said I have a right to discipline Mkhwanazi as an acting chief of police and including chief of police. That's my statement. Acting chief of police, you assume the responsibility of being the chief of police, and the responsibility of disciplining lies with the city manager.
So where criticism is that the city failed to discipline Brigadier Mkhwanazi arising from this report, according to this interview, that includes you. Because you say you relied on Advocate Behari's advice, and he will come and speak for himself. But to the extent that you own up in the interview that you have the authority to discipline your acting police chief, and you have decided not to discipline him because the report is vague and you've conducted an investigation, that's on you. It's your decision at that point not to discipline him.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me give clarity to your question. At the point of the report and the memorandum, signing of the memorandum, Mkhwanazi was a director. That's why the responsibility of disciplining him was resting in the authority of the chief of police, not the authority of the accounting officer. Hence, in my interview, I said him as an acting chief of police then, and he acted just for a short period. And the chief of police himself, they report to me, acting in the capacity of chief of police. But at the time of this incident, he was a director. And the only person that could discipline him was the chief of police.
But from the interview, we know that you made the decision, for reasons that you've given. You made the decision that there's nothing to discipline him for because an investigation has cleared him. So you made a decision when in that short time that he was acting. You made the decision arising from this IPID report, there's nothing to discipline him for because your investigation has cleared him.
I think I've answered that I was advised at that point whether the advice is admissible or the advice is helping the process. The head of legal will explain.
Okay. And then, can you just explain if the IPID report, as it is directed to the chief of police, and you say he had the authority to discipline, when you receive the same report, so we know where the authority to discipline lies, according to you, it lies with the chief. When you receive the report, why do you take it to Behari when the authority lies with the chief? Why do you say to Behari, look at this, and then you rely on him now saying to you, don't discipline? It sounds like you were doing something that on your evidence didn't belong in your remit because the authority lies with the chief according to your evidence.
Thank you, ma'am. Remember, the chief of police received this from IPID, I think, when was it? The day...
The report is dated September.
September. Yeah, he received this. And from his part, he did not want to act. I don't know why.
Officer, the most senior administrative/executive official within the municipality. Someone comes with a report. You have perused and seen very serious allegations which make reference to fraud. So someone comes and just says there's no case here. And you do not engage on the specific allegations that you have read, you yourself have read. How can an executive, most senior executive, or top administrator act in that manner?